that Carolyn has not seen them yet. So I have some medication orders. So I'm going to go ahead and administer those medications. So in real life, I would have this patient's armband. I don't have an armband printer in my home office, but I do have a medication scanner. So I'm going to scan medications today. Typically, what I would do is scan my patient's armband right from the tracker, and it would launch me directly into the patient's MAR. But because I don't have an armband today, I'm going to manually go to the MAR by clicking this little drop-down arrow beside document and selecting MAR. In order to enter the MAR, I need to enter my 4-digit PIN number, and this is going to record who's administering that medication. So I put in my PIN. Typically, I would have scanned that patient's armband and the patient would have been verified, but I've got to I don't have an armband, so I'm going to manually override that. So I'm going to click manual barcode on my top, and I'm going to enter in my patient's account number, and I can see it up here, NO 6726. So once I verify that patient, you'll see that up in the top corner, I get this red patient verified. That's the same wording I would see had I scanned my patient's armband. I could go ahead and manually sign off these medications, but best practice is scanning them. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. So I do have barcode labels. So typically I would go to my ADC or my dispensing cabinet and I would pull out my medications. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scan my medications. So I'm going to scan my barcode for Cipro. So once I scan, automatically I'm launched into my medication flow sheet. It's going to tell me that 400 milligrams was ordered. It recognizes that I've scanned 400 milligrams and I have no discrepancies. It recognizes that this is IV, so it's automatically going to pre-populate my infusion rate from that order. If I had to, I could increase or decrease this infusion rate. So say it was potassium and my patient was complaining that there was some burning at the site, I could come into here and decrease that rate. I could document my IV right from this screen. So if I, inserted an IV to administer this, I could record it there. If this was an IM injection, I could document my site there. I'm going to say OK. Once I hit OK, I'm brought back to the main page of my MAR. You'll see that I have a little barcode here beside this medication. So that's recognizing that I've actually completed the scanning requirement for this medication. The font is still green. So whenever you see green font on the MAR, it means you haven't fully saved it yet. But I still have a couple more medications to give. So I'm going to go ahead and scan my next medication. So I've scanned my Ferilicet. So you can see right now that it's telling me that I am under by 62.5 milligrams. So the system's aware that I need to scan another vial. Once I do that, it tells me I've met the match dose and I no longer have a discrepancy. And it's also telling me that I'm to mix this in a mini bag. So I'm going to go ahead and scan the barcode on my mini bag. And Sheba had ordered this for tomorrow, so I'm just going to bypass the screen, but typically it would have been ordered for today. So same thing as my Cipro, I could document the rate, but automatically it's going to pre-fill that rate from that order. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Because I'm documenting on tomorrow's dose, I get this little arrow here, but it would be green just like that. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scan my patient's Tylenol. They're complaining of some pain. So I'm going to go ahead and hit scan. So just like before, it's going to tell me that my order dose is 1,000 milligrams. It's telling me I've only scanned 500, so I'm still under by 500 milligrams. So I'm going to scan my next tablet. So now I'm being shown that my scan dose equals what was ordered. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Oh, yeah, I did not enter my patient's weight. I'm a terrible nurse, so it's just warning me that it can't calculate a cumulative dose for Tylenol. So again, I've got green on my MAR, so I'm not quite completed the saving process. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK on the top to save this. I get one last chance to review what I'm signing off, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Once I do that, the font turns black. Nice thing about documenting IVs in a MAR is you do get this gas gauge, so I can see right now that my bag is full. Once it starts to deplete, this gas gauge will actually begin to empty, and it'll turn red when it's complete. And I do get an end time. So it's telling me that based on the rate that I've entered into the system, my bag should be empty at 1544. And that's medication administration on the acute side. Any questions?
There's lots of questions coming up in the chat, so I don't know if Leanne wants to. I just want to show you quickly, though, but I still think we should have some chat about some of the questions in the chat. Just wanted to show you quickly. As you can see, there's a big difference between medication administration in ambulatory and in PCS. Finally got my ambulatory piece working. So on the ambulatory side, when you file that document that I